That little punk, Punxsutawney Phil, has just predicted 6 more weeks of winter. That little punk, Punxsutawney, couldn't resist. But winter can be a tough time for a lot of people. The days are shorter, the temperatures are lower, and the bills are higher. And I am already sick of waking up and seeing snow. It was lovely the first time or two, but now it has overstayed its welcome. So today I am sharing some really easy ways to beat the winter blues and to keep yourself sane until spring finally kicks in. And yes, it includes blanket forts. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and I help you get organized, get motivated, and get rid of the winter blues. Seasonal affective disorder hits a lot of people hard, but even if you don't suffer from it, it's still very difficult not to feel down when you are waking up and walking to and from work every day in the dark. When you can't remember the last time you felt your fingers and toes. When your nose could win a Rudolph lookalike competition. And when your skin is flaking off your face. It's also a lot more difficult to get out and about, so that can lead to feelings of isolation and even cabin fever for some people. Or so I hear. I would happily live out the rest of my days as a hermit. But here are 14 easy but effective ways to beat the winter blues. 1. Set up a cozy corner. Pick a spot in your home where you generally feel most relaxed and then set about making it as comfortable and as cozy as you possibly can. Add in some cushions and a fleecy throw, some warm layers and maybe some fleecy socks, and then keep some magazines or books or a tablet nearby. Don't forget the charger. Then some snacks, a drink, and some lovely lighting will complete your nook. And obviously, bonus points if it's a blanket fort. This is my daughter's bed and I am not jealous at all. 2. Run a hot bath. Now, I will admit that baths aren't my thing, but I know a lot of people swear by them. So when you get home, strip off and sink into some hot bubbles. And I just know there will be someone out there who is expecting me to show footage of that. Go take a long, hard look at yourself. Drop in a bath bomb, light some candles, bring in a magazine, drink a glass of wine, scrub behind your ears, and generally let the cares of the day wash away. Or if you're more like me, a hot shower will probably do the job. Once you're all done, dry yourself off, lash on some body lotion, and go crawl into that little nook you created in number 1 above. 3. Eat hearty, wholesome food. Winter weather is for stews, casseroles, soups, pies, and other warm, filling things. And there are plenty of vegetarian and vegan options out there, so no excuses. So ditch the soggy sandwiches for lunch and opt for hearty soups instead. They are delicious and they will warm you from the inside out. Double win. 4. Keep it lit. Now, I don't know about you, but the darkness can leave me feeling very lethargic. There is something unnatural about waking up when you can barely see anything. And it's really hard to be high on energy when the sun starts going down in the middle of the afternoon. So make the most of the limited daylight and then make your own light. During the day, throw open the blinds and the curtains and let as much natural light in as possible. Sit by a window if you can, or maybe take a brisk walk on your lunch break. Soak it in. Then, once the sun goes down, close the blinds and curtains and use lights and lamps to create a bright atmosphere. Or you could go all Danish on the dark and just light some candles. If you can, make the light as natural and as energy saving as possible. So there are lots of inexpensive daylight bulbs out there, so consider switching to those. There are also great wake up lights out there, so at a certain time they will start to brighten your bedroom, making it much easier to wake up. And if you do suffer from seasonal affective disorder, I know that a lot of people find light boxes really helpful at keeping the winter blues at bay. 5. Wrap up warm. Now, this may sound obvious, but I have suffered through too many winters where I didn't have a decent pair of gloves or a hat that covered my ears. Actually, I'm just always cold. Even when I'm at home and I'm fully dressed, I still throw on a dressing gown over my clothes. My husband will be sitting there sweltering and I'm all like, ooh, pass me another blanket, please. Buy yourself a decent winter coat, put some extra blankets on your bed, invest in a hot water bottle or an electric blanket, and get yourself some thermals and fleece-lined everything. If you have never worn a pair of fleece-lined tights, you do not know what you're missing. 6, keep hydrated and moisturised. The cold weather will crack the shit out of your skin, so take care of it. Work from the inside out, so start by staying hydrated. Drink plenty of water. If you use skincare products, then switch to thicker, richer moisturisers and use a lip balm, and always keep a small tube of hand cream on hand. There's no other way to say that really. My hands have got so bad that I can't even unlock my phone with my fingerprint anymore.
Please use actual human skin to unlock me and not a piece of tree bark.
7, keep active. As my fictional heroine Elle Woods once said, exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Seriously, one of my favourite films ever. Now look, I will be the first to admit that I am not the best person to be doling out exercise advice. It has been a while since I saw the business end of a barbell. But we all know it's good for us and we all know we'll feel great once it's done. And then there are all those other scientific benefits, better health, both physical and mental, stronger muscles, better digestion, more restful sleep, and it keeps you warm. And look, it will help you with all those extra Christmas calories. And it can even be done by dancing, which leads me to 8, play your favourite music. Now is not the time to be settling for second-rate music. Put on your favourite tunes and turn up the volume. Now, dancing around the room and singing into a hairbrush are optional, but in my experience, worthwhile extras. 9, phone a friend. If you're feeling a bit low and the weather is making it difficult for you to get out of the house, then make like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and phone a friend. Even a quick catch-up can be a big boost. And then bonus points if you organise to meet up with them once the weather warms up a bit. And even if you don't feel that you have someone that you can really talk to, then Twitter chats, online forums, Facebook groups, etc. are great places to reach like-minded people. 10, indulge in a favourite pastime. List all the things you love to do and then slot them into your schedule as often as possible. Give yourself something to look forward to every day. And if the weather or something else means that you can't actually do it right now, then look at other ways that you can enjoy it without necessarily having to participate in it. So, for example, you could research new tools and techniques. You could read up on the origins or the history of whatever it is. Or you could look up online forums where people are discussing that topic. Either indulge in it by actually doing it if you can, or by brushing up on your knowledge of it so that when you can get back to it, you'll be better than ever. Oh, my Scrabble game is going to be so strong. 11, write. Now, I may be a bit biased on this one, but it is very soothing and therapeutic to write down all of your thoughts. It can be anything from a to-do list, a journal entry, a recipe you want to try, a grocery list, a brain dump, maybe some kind of stream of consciousness writing, a letter to a friend. But putting pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, if that's your preferred way of doing it, is a great way to empty your mind of all of its thoughts, worries, fears, and tasks. And it's just a really good way to help alleviate a lot of anxiety. And who doesn't love receiving a letter? 12, meditate. It is so strange, but I cannot say that word without cynic in me rushing to the surface. And I don't know why. I mean, I do it and I find it beneficial, but for some reason the words meditation and mindfulness still make me break out in a cold, skeptical sweat. But whatever. Take a few seconds and sit in silence. Forget the crossed legs and the closed eyes and the hum. Just sit and do nothing and enjoy it. Breathe in, breathe out, job done. Now, obviously there are varying degrees of difficulty and lots of other things you could incorporate into it, but if you're a little bit on the fence, start small or use an app like Headspace or Calm if you think that a guided approach would be helpful. I actually have a video that is basically a beginner's / skeptic's guide to mindfulness meditation, so I will link it above and in the description box below. But if you're a little bit unsure about it, if you want to give it a go, but maybe the word meditation gives you the heebie-jeebies, then check it out. 13. Help those less fortunate. If you feel cold and miserable, imagine how people feel who have no roof over their head, no food in their belly, no home to phone, no friends for company. If you see a homeless person, buy them a hot meal or donate to your local children's hospital or nursing home or animal shelter, maybe volunteer at a soup kitchen or just drop in on an elderly neighbour. The winter may not seem quite so blue when you see what other people have to go through. 14. Make sunny summer plans. It may feel like it will never be warm again, but the days are getting longer, the sun is shining a little bit brighter, and buds are starting to blossom. Give yourself something positive to look forward to, something to work towards. So maybe book yourself a little weekend getaway in the springtime, or go all out and just book your summer holiday. Make a warm weather bucket list of all of the things that you will do when you can ditch the winter duvet and slip your feet into some sandals again. Unless you live in Ireland, in which case you will just be switching out your heavy clothes for your slightly lighter clothes. But when it comes to beating the winter blues, it is so important to maintain not just your physical health, but also your mental well-being. Keep yourself warm and well fed, stay cozy indoors, but also try and keep some connection with the outside world. And engage in relaxing and entertaining activities. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on the light. Before you know it, the clouds will clear, you'll start seeing snowdrops and daffodils and daisies again, and spring will have officially sprung. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and you want more practical advice on living a simpler, happier, sunnier life. It is that big old red button below this video. Go ahead and click it. You know you want to. And let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite season? It's probably summer for me. Call me crazy, but I just like being able to feel my fingers and toes. Until next time, go crawl into that nook of yours and curl up with a good book. Gur míle maith agaibh, agus feici mé sibh sigalua. Slán.